So I wanted to talk through my take on the bullet journal. Now I'm not saying that what I've done is a bullet journal as such. I'm not entirely sure what one is and what one has to be to kind of, like, what one has to involve to be a bullet journal. But I've kind of seen bullet journals on other blogs, I've seen people talking about them, I've been interested in them, had a look online, found out how much they were and thought, no, not spending that much money on a book. Unfortunately, I just don't have the money right now and I cannot justify that much money. I looked into kind of the style of the bullet journals on Amazon, and it was still like £10 for just like that style of notebook. So I thought, well, screw it, I'm just gonna get a lined notepad and do my best with what I've got. So I've actually bought a lined notepad from my local supermarket. So the notepad that I chose was this one, mainly because it is so pretty. I think, gonna write something in this area here, although I'm kind of like working myself up to it because it's so pretty and I don't want to ruin it. I like the gold edging as well. I think it looks really cool, and I think it's quite a big bargain that it was £1.50 personally. The pens that I got, mainly because my son insisted I got them. He's 5 and he kind of like loves everything cute like these, although I must admit I do love the fact that they're tiny as well. They were £4, so a bit more expensive than the notepad, but together I mean that's only a £5, so when you think about how much the actual bullet journals and similar books cost, I've still made a huge saving and I'm quite happy with how it's going to turn out, I think. So those are the pens and that's the notebook. So tonight I've also got my diary, which is looking really faded already, just so that I can look at the calendar and add my own calendar in, and hopefully I'll add some more kind of dates in here as well. So obviously one of the main dates coming up is my due date, which is the 18th of October, so that will definitely be going in there. So for my first page, I decided I was going to do something quite me. I love a good quote, and so I found some of my favourites online and kind of copied them down here in nice bright colours. I'm hoping that if I'm ever feeling a little bit down, I can have a look at this page and kind of remember that all the things written down here are true and that everything will pass and everything happens for a reason. And on my next page here, I've also put things that make me happy and a little note to myself to remind myself that if I'm feeling sad, to pick one of them and to turn my frown upside down. So there's obviously at the top there my children, Ed, my family and my close friends, but then further down the list you've obviously got all the food and drink that I love and the things I like to do, and Christmas is obviously on there. Christmas managed to put themselves on there twice technically because you've got Christmas and Christmas songs. Because I am a massive fan of Christmas, and Disney as well. I mean, Disneyland, if I could be there all the time I probably would be. I did actually once apply for a job there. It is my happy place and that's definitely featuring on there. So then I've got a calendar which I've copied because I'm awful with dates, and it's really embarrassing, but I didn't actually remember which months had 31 days in and I almost made a few mistakes. So here I can obviously document the special dates coming up, put birthdays in there. I haven't finished. Any of my family who are looking at this and thinking, oh great, my birthday's not on there, I haven't finished doing it, I've just started. But obviously as you can see here, so under a special event I've put my due date. And then that carries on into the 2017 as well. And then here I've got monthly plans, so I'm going to have like anything that stands out. So in here really on October, here should really be obviously the baby coming, and then when you get to next September that will have our wedding on there as well. And then I've done a page for each month for several months, so I'm hoping to put obviously special occasions on here, anything that I need to kind of remind myself of, and anything to remember to do in those months. So that goes on for a while. And then it goes on to blog posts. As I said, I've only just started doing this. Obviously things will look a lot jazzier at some point, but I want to kind of document the ideas I have for blog posts, to schedule them, to kind of put down when I have posted something so I can keep a kind of idea of what I've been posting about. Especially with baby brain, this is important because basically sometimes I thought, oh my god, that's such a good idea for a blog post, and I thought, wait a second, have I already blogged about it? So that will go on for a few pages there, and then I've got videos because I am trying to obviously do some more to my YouTube channel. So I'm hoping that if I've got pages for videos as well, then I can do the same. I can schedule posts and keep a track of what videos I upload. And then here is a sponsored post and brand, working with brands. I haven't really done much as of yet. I've done a couple of posts that are like this, but I'm hoping that in the future I'll be working with more brands, so I'll keep track of everything there. And then here I'm going to kind of keep some track of my stats for the blog itself and for my social media network as well. I've noticed other bloggers do this, and it does seem like a good idea to kind of keep track of how things are going. I'm not hugely caught up on stats, to be honest, but it might be worth having a look back on and to see how I've changed over the months, especially when I'm on my maternity leave and I have more time to be writing. And then I've got on a page here for my emotions, or a couple of pages. As I have got depression, I think it's really important to kind of keep track of my emotions and to see when kind of I go up and I go down, and to kind of see if there's any triggers for that. So if I kind of put, on this day this happened and I was feeling awful, on this day something else happened and I felt quite okay, then obviously that will really help with my getting better. And then health and fitness, not really going to be focusing much on this until after the baby's here, but then I plan to kind of keep a food diary in here to keep track of what I'm eating, and also of the kind of fitness that I'm doing as well. So when I've gone to the gym, when I've gone swimming, if I start back running again as well, keep a track of that and see how far I can go each time I do a run. So it's really just a kind of place to keep all of that information in, and obviously like weight loss as well, because when I've had the baby I will lose some weight. So that will be the end really of the book. Like I say, it's not necessarily a bullet journal, but it's kind of along those lines, and really I just love new stationery, so it was a great excuse. And also I love writing lists and I love keeping track of everything as well, so it's just a good idea for me. And like I said, only cost £5. £5.50 technically, so £5.50 for the whole thing.